You're about to buy a new security camera, maybe from Amazon, maybe from Best Buy, and you probably think it's a simple choice, right? Just pick the one with the best reviews or the highest resolution, and boom, your home is safe. Wrong. The truth is, the home security camera market in 2025 is an absolute circus. Brands are fighting for your trust with flashy specs, fake AI buzzwords, and cloud features that quietly charge you monthly just to see your own footage. Behind every smiling ad about peace of mind, there's a company laughing all the way to the bank, while you deal with lagging apps, false alerts, and cameras that stop recording right when you actually need them. I've spent years testing these systems, comparing image quality, reliability, privacy settings, and the fine print hidden behind those free trial promises. And today, I'm ranking 12 major security camera brands from absolute worst to surprisingly best. Some of these results will genuinely shock you, especially if you already have one of these sitting on your front porch right now. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button because over the next few minutes, you're going to learn which brands deserve your trust and which ones are practically selling you stress in a box. Let's start from the bottom. At the very bottom, we've got Blink, Amazon's version of affordable home security. It's cheap, wireless, and promises peace of mind in a box. But in reality, it's more like buying a toy camera with Wi-Fi. Sure, it looks good sitting on your wall, but when you actually need it to work, it folds fast. Blink's pitch is simplicity. Pop in some batteries, connect it to your phone, and you're done. Easy setup, clean app, no wires. But that's where the good part ends. The video quality is mediocre at best. In daylight, the image looks soft and overexposed, and at night, the infrared vision makes everyone look like blurry ghosts. If someone came to your door, Blink would probably just show a fuzzy shape walking away, not a clear face. The motion detection isn't much better. It'll alert you about moving leaves, bugs, or shadows, but completely ignore actual people. One viewer described it perfectly. Blink catches everything that doesn't matter. You'll spend more time checking false alerts than getting real footage. The app doesn't help. It's slow, dated, and takes ages to load a live view, if it even connects. And the biggest trap? The subscription. Blink loves to market itself as budget-friendly, but unless you pay monthly, you can't store or replay your own clips. Your security footage disappears faster than it's recorded. A friend of mine bought a 3-camera Blink set during Prime Day. In less than 3 months, one stopped recording, one chewed through batteries like candy, and the last one randomly went offline every night. When he reached support, their solution was the classic, try rebooting. Verdict, Blink gives you the feeling of safety, not the function of it. Cheap upfront, costly in frustration, and proof that not every Amazon deal is a smart one. Wyze came onto the scene like the Robin Hood of home security. Cheap, clever, and supposedly on your side. $30 for a camera that records in 180p and connects straight to your phone? Everyone thought it was the end of overpriced security systems. But then the honeymoon ended and reality hit hard. The biggest problem with Wyze isn't the idea, it's that they tried to build a tech empire out of budget parts. When it works, it's impressive for the price. But when it doesn't, which happens a lot, it's like owning a security camera that's allergic to consistency. One day it's crisp and reliable, the next day it forgets how Wi-Fi works. Sometimes the app freezes, other times the feed lags 5 seconds behind real life, which is fine, unless you actually need to see what's happening now. Then there's the privacy nightmare. In early 2023, Wyze got caught in multiple incidents where users briefly saw footage from other people's cameras. Let that sink in. The product designed to protect your privacy accidentally shared it. That's like a lock company bragging about innovation right after their keys start opening random houses. They apologized, of course, but it left a permanent stain on the brand's trust. The hardware itself feels cheap, but not terrible. It's the kind of product that looks sleek on your desk, but starts acting weird the second humidity hits. The outdoor cams promised weather resistance, yet half of them fog up after the first rainstorm. Their cloud storage system is okay, but once again, you're nudged toward a subscription if you want full access to your own recordings. Notice the pattern? Cheap camera first, quiet monthly fee later. I've seen countless users post about Wyze cameras going offline for no reason, only to mysteriously reconnect hours later. Imagine something actually happens during that window. You'd never even know. Verdict: Wyze is great if you treat it as a toy, not a guard. It's a fun, cheap experiment in home security until you realize your safety shouldn't depend on a $30 0 cents gamble. Promising concept, unreliable execution, and trust issues that are hard to ignore. Sliding into number 10, we've got Wyze technology, also known as Yi home cameras. These used to be everywhere, affordable, minimalist, and backed by a name that sounded just techy enough to seem legit. On Amazon, they look great. High ratings, slick marketing, and prices that make you feel like you're outsmarting the system. Spoiler alert, you're not. Yi looks great on the outside, the camera design is clean, the pictures on the box look professional, and the app seems modern at first glance. It gives you the feeling that you've bought something high-tech. But once you open the app, everything falls apart. It's messy, full of ads, and sometimes crashes right when you try to watch a video. That's not a smart home system, that's just digital chaos pretending to be one. Now, let's talk about video quality. For a camera that claims full HD clarity, the image looks like it was filmed through a fogged window. The night vision mode is especially bad. Everything turns gray and ghostly, like you're watching your own horror movie. The motion alert? Nonstop. You'll get pinged for shadows, dust, light changes, but somehow miss the actual person at your door. It's exhausting. Then there's the privacy issue, and this one's serious. Yi's servers are based overseas, and multiple reports have raised eyebrows about where exactly your footage is stored and who can access it. Combine that with cloud storage that suddenly stops working if you don't renew your subscription, and you've basically rented your own security from a mystery landlord. A friend of mine used a Yi cam for his shop. Looked fine for a few months until one night it went offline for no reason. He later checked the SD card and realized it hadn't recorded anything for 2 weeks. The camera just gave up without warning. That's not a malfunction, that's a betrayal. Verdict: Yi cameras look modern but act ancient. They're stylish distractions that trade reliability for appearances. Great for decoration, bad for real protection. Unless you enjoy testing your luck with random firmware updates, steer clear. At number 9, we've got Zmodo, one of those brands that's been around forever, but somehow still feels like it's stuck in 2014. If you've ever searched cheap security camera on Amazon, you've seen them. The product photos look promising, the specs sound impressive, and the price is just low enough to make you think, how bad could it be? Well, bad enough that you'll find out within the first week. Zmodo's biggest issue is reliability. Their cameras work fine for a few days, then start acting like they're haunted. One minute you're watching a clear feed, the next it's buffering endlessly or freezing mid-frame. Sometimes it just disconnects completely, leaving you with a blank screen that says, camera offline. You can reboot it, reset it, even pray over it. Nothing helps until it randomly decides to come back on its own schedule. The video quality isn't terrible, but it's inconsistent. Daytime looks okay, but once night hits, the image turns into a pixelated mess. You know those old flip phone photos from the early 2000s? Yeah, it's like that, except now it's supposed to be protecting your home. The night vision also has a bad habit of overexposing everything. You'll see a bright glowing blob and have no idea if it's a person, a car, or just your neighbor's cat. And then there's the app, and this is where Zmodo truly loses people. It's buggy, slow, and has that clunky, half-translated interface that feels like no one ever tested it in English. Notifications either don't arrive at all or show up hours later. I once set up a Zmodo cam for a friend, and it notified me about motion detection from yesterday. Not exactly real-time protection. Their customer service doesn't help either. Try reaching out and you'll get canned replies that read like auto-generated poetry. The kind that says, "We value your feedback," right before they do nothing about it. Verdict: Zmodo is the definition of you get what you pay for. It's not the worst option if you just need something temporary or for a garage, but as a real security system, you're better off with a dummy camera and a motion-activated porch light. It promises peace of mind, but delivers technical anxiety. Eufy is that brand everyone wants to trust. It's sleek, it's owned by Anker, the same company that makes great phone chargers, and it promises privacy-first smart cameras that don't rely on cloud storage. Sounds amazing, right? Except that's the marketing version. The reality is a bit more complicated and a lot less private. To start with the good, Eufy cameras are easy to install, they look nice, and their video quality is solid. The local storage option is a big selling point. You don't have to pay monthly fees just to see your own footage. For a moment, it feels like Eufy finally cracked the code for budget smart security, but then the cracks start showing, literally. In late 2022, researchers discovered that Eufy's local-only cameras were quietly uploading data to the cloud, even when users had that setting disabled. That means some feeds were accessible through web links without encryption. So much for privacy first. Eufy denied it at first, then sort of admitted it, then changed their documentation. Not exactly confidence-inspiring for a brand that sells trust. Performance-wise, the cameras are decent, until they're not. The motion detection is overly sensitive, often triggering on cars, shadows, or even your neighbor's cat walking by. The app has improved over the years, but it still crashes often, especially when switching between live views. I've seen users wait 15 seconds for their instant notification to load. Imagine someone trying to break in while your phone's still buffering. The hardware is well built, but long-term reliability isn't great. Some models start losing connection to the home base or randomly stop saving footage. And good luck dealing with customer support. It's like sending an email into a black hole. Verdict: Eufy tries hard to be the privacy hero of smart cameras, but the trust issues and software quirks keep dragging it down. It's a decent mid-tier pick if you want good image quality and don't mind occasional headaches. Just remember, local only doesn't always mean what it says. For smart home security, if you wanted something premium without the full-blown hassle of professional systems, Arlo was the go-to. Sleek design, sharp 2K and 4K resolution, wireless setup, they made you feel like you were buying safety with style. But lately, Arlo's reputation has taken a hit, and it's not hard to see why. First, let's talk about subscriptions. Arlo practically invented the pay-to-use what you already bought model. When you buy the camera, you think you're done until you realize half the features vanish behind a monthly plan. Want cloud recordings, smart detection, notifications that actually make sense? That'll cost you every single month. Without a subscription, Arlo becomes a very expensive live view toy. Then there's connectivity. Arlo cameras are famous for randomly going offline at the worst possible times. You'll get a motion alert, open the app, and instead of seeing a person, you'll see connecting for 15 seconds. One reviewer summed it up perfectly. By the time my Arlo loads, the thief's already left. To be fair, when they work, Arlo cameras deliver crisp, beautiful footage. The color, contrast, and night vision are excellent. But reliability shouldn't be a coin toss, especially for security. There's smart AI detection, which is supposed to distinguish people, cars, and animals, sometimes gets confused. It once tagged a moving curtain as a person and ignored an actual delivery driver. Customer support, almost non-existent unless you're subscribed. Users have joked that Arlo's real business model is selling subscriptions disguised as cameras. Verdict: Arlo looks premium and performs well when it feels like it, but the dependence on subscriptions and constant connectivity issues drag it down. If you want a camera that might work when you need it most, Arlo's your guy. If you want peace of mind, keep scrolling. Sliding into number 6, we have Ring, the brand that made smart doorbells a household name. You can thank them for turning home security into a trend. People share their doorbell clips online like short reality shows, but behind the shiny marketing and modern neighborhood watch image is a company that's gotten a little too comfortable selling both your safety and your personal data. Let's start with the good. The video quality is solid, the hardware looks clean, and setup is simple enough for anyone. You get crisp 1080p footage, decent night vision, and solid audio. So what's the problem? Everything else. Ring's biggest flaw is its obsession with subscriptions. Without one, your $200 0-cents camera is basically a glorified peephole. You can't access recorded footage, download clips, or review past events, and if you don't renew, everything you've recorded just vanishes. Even incidents you might actually need. It's the tech version of renting your own memory. Then there's privacy. Ring's cozy relationship with law enforcement has made a lot of users uncomfortable. Through the Neighbors app, police departments have had access to footage requests without warrants. That's right, the same company selling you security might also be sharing your clips. They've improved transparency recently, but the reputation's stuck performance-wise. The motion detection can be hit or miss. Sometimes it alerts you before someone even reaches the door. Other times, you'll find out a package arrived only after it's gone. The app isn't terrible, but it's packed with ads pushing new Ring products or premium features. It feels feels more like an online store than a security dashboard. Still, Ring's ecosystem is strong, it integrates easily with Alexa, offers outdoor floodlight cams, and gives you a full range of options, if you're okay with the monthly bill and the occasional privacy headache. Verdict: Ring is like the social media of security cameras, slick, popular, and a little too comfortable with your personal data. Great hardware, decent app, but privacy and paywalls keep it from being truly trustworthy. At number 5, we've got Google Nest, the fancy modern face of home security. It looks smart, it sounds smart, and it costs smart. The marketing makes it seem like you're buying a slice of Silicon Valley for your front porch, and in many ways, Nest delivers, until you start peeling back the layers. Let's start with what works. The video quality is stunning. Even the older Nest Cam IQ models had crisp detail and natural colors that made most competitors look like potato cameras. The design is minimal and clean, and integration with Google Home is seamless. You can say, "Hey Google, show me the front door," and boom, your feed pops up. When it works, it feels futuristic, but that's the key word: when it works. Nest cameras rely heavily on Wi-Fi and the cloud. If your internet dips even for a second, expect a blank screen or lag that makes live view useless. And if Google's servers hiccup, forget it. You're locked out of your own camera feed because big tech had a bad day. Then comes the subscription model, Nest Aware. Without it, you basically get event snapshots, not recordings. Pay the monthly fee and suddenly your smart camera becomes functional. Want to see what happened last night? Subscription. Want facial recognition? Subscription. It's like Google's selling features a la carte. And let's not ignore privacy. Google insists your data is safe, but history has shown they're not shy about collecting information. You're essentially giving one of the world's biggest data companies a 24/7 window into your home. For some, that's fine. For others, it's a deal breaker. I've had users say Nest works beautifully for 6 months, then suddenly forgets their Wi-Fi network. Once that happens, it's like resetting a spaceship. Factory resets, QR codes, and endless try again prompts. Verdict: Google Nest feels premium and performs like it when everything goes right. But between cloud dependency, monthly fees, and the Big Brother vibes, you're paying a lot for something that still answers to the algorithm. Beautiful camera, brilliant footage, but privacy comes at a price. Now we're getting into the solid middle ground. Reolink, the brand that quietly built a cult following among people who actually know what they're doing. It doesn't have the flashy marketing of Ring or the smart home polish of Google Nest, but it delivers something those big names often forget: actual value. Reolink cameras are like that reliable friend who shows up on time, does the job, and doesn't ask for monthly payments. Most of their models record locally to SD cards or NVR systems, meaning you're not stuck paying for cloud storage. And that alone puts them ahead of half the industry. You buy it once, you own it. Simple as that. Video quality, surprisingly good. Their 4K cameras capture detail sharp enough to read license plates, and the night vision is some of the best in this price range. No overexposed lights, no ghost effect movement, just clean, balanced footage. Reolink's outdoor models, especially the PoE, Power over Ethernet ones, are built like tanks. Weatherproof, sturdy, and dependable. But Reolink isn't perfect. The app feels functional, not polished. It gets the job done, but don't expect a slick interface or buttery smooth transitions. Setting up can also be intimidating if you're not tech savvy. You'll need to deal with IP addresses, router ports, and network configs. For some, that's exciting. For others, it's an instant headache. Customer service can be hit or miss. They'll respond eventually, but it's often with scripted replies that don't fully solve the issue. Still, the cameras themselves rarely need support once running. Reolink's biggest strength is independence. No forced subscriptions, no data mining, no corporate tracking. You control your system, your footage, your privacy. That's rare in 2025. Verdict: Reolink might not win any design awards, but it wins where it counts: reliability and ownership. It's the mechanic's choice of home security cameras. If you want something you can set up once and forget about, Reolink is your quiet, dependable ally. Breaking into the top 3 is Lorex, a name that's been floating around the security world for decades. If you've ever walked down the camera aisle at Costco or Home Depot, you've probably seen those big box kits promising professional grade protection. And to their credit, Lorex actually comes close. Lorex isn't flashy. They don't care about cloud AI gimmicks or monthly plans. What they do care about is hardware. Their wired systems, especially the 4K NVR kits, deliver image quality that absolutely embarrasses most Wi-Fi cameras. Faces are sharp, plates are readable, and the night vision looks like it was filmed with a real camera, not a doorbell. For serious homeowners or small businesses, this is the brand that quietly gets the job done. But that reliability comes with homework. Lorex systems aren't plug and play. They're plug and pray you understand networking. The setup process involves Ethernet cables, ports, and settings that can make beginners sweat. Their app, while functional, feels like something from Windows 8. Clunky, slow, and not particularly friendly. Once it's running, though, it stays running. Where Lorex stumbles hardest is customer support. Try calling them and you'll spend half your day on hold, only to be told to reset your system. Firmware updates roll out slowly and documentation can be confusing. Still, when it's all connected, few systems match the raw reliability of a Lorex kit. Another plus, no subscriptions. Everything records locally, so your footage stays yours. But that also means if the DVR dies or gets stolen, so does your evidence. Something cloud users never worry about. Verdict: Lorex is the workhorse of home security. Not pretty, not modern, but tough as nails once you get it running. It's for the homeowner who wants full control and doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. If you're willing to trade convenience for true independence, Lorex is worth every cable. Closing in on the top spot is TP-Link Tapo, the surprise success story of the budget camera world. TP-Link built its name on routers and Wi-Fi gear, but when it stepped into home security, people didn't expect much. Instead, they quietly released one of the most balanced camera lines on the market, good image quality, steady connections, and no outrageous monthly fees. Tapo's biggest win is stability. These cameras connect faster than almost anything else in this price range, and the live feed rarely freezes or drops. The app is clean, straightforward, and refreshingly free of pop-ups begging you to subscribe. You can store clips locally on a micro SD card or opt into cloud storage if you want backups. In other words, you actually get to choose how you use your own camera, a rare concept in 2025. Video performance is impressive for the cost. The newer 2K and 4K models produce crisp detail with natural color balance, and the infrared night vision delivers surprisingly clear faces instead of the ghostly blur that plagues cheaper brands. Motion detection is accurate most of the time, and the smart tracking feature smoothly follows movement without jitter. Of course, it's not flawless. The plastic housings feel light, and outdoor durability still trails behind heavy-duty competitors like Reolink or Lorex. TP-Link's ecosystem is also mostly self-contained. Integration with Alexa or Google Home works, but not always instantly. And while their customer service is better than average, firmware updates can take a while to reach all models. But still, Tapo nails the fundamentals: clear footage, consistent connectivity, and honest pricing. It's not trying to wow you with gimmicks, it just works, quietly and reliably. Verdict: TP-Link Tapo is the best value camera line most people overlook. It delivers pro-level reliability at a consumer-friendly price, without trapping you in subscriptions or half-baked AI promises. If you want dependable home security that respects your wallet and your privacy, Tapo's the one to beat. And finally, taking the #1 spot, Hikvision. If Reolink is the quiet workhorse and Tapo is the rising star, Hikvision is the seasoned veteran. This is the brand that professional installers use when good enough isn't good enough. It's built for banks, offices, warehouses, and anyone who actually needs to rely on their cameras, not babysit them through an app crash. Let's talk performance. Hikvision cameras are in a completely different league when it comes to detail and durability. Their 4K lenses capture razor-sharp clarity in all lighting conditions with excellent color accuracy and dynamic range. Even in pitch darkness, the infrared performance is phenomenal. You can still recognize faces and license plates clearly. The build quality, industrial grade. These cameras are weather-sealed, metal-bodied, and designed to run 24/7 for years without complaint. Unlike most consumer brands, Hikvision systems are designed for local recording. You can run them on an NVR, connect to PoE power, and manage everything without touching the cloud. That means no monthly fees, no corporate data harvesting, and no random software updates turning your security feed into an ad space. It's just pure, reliable hardware. there. Now, let's be honest. Hikvision isn't perfect. The setup isn't as beginner-friendly as plug-and-play cameras like Ring or Blink. You'll need to understand IP addresses, ports, and network settings. Their interface also feels more enterprise tool than mobile app. But once you've set it up, it's rock solid. It stays connected, records continuously, and doesn't flinch when your Wi-Fi lags. There's also been controversy around data handling and government restrictions in some countries, but for private homeowners using standard models, there's no proven risk. In terms of sheer performance, nothing in this price range comes close. Verdict: Hikvision is the real deal, built tough, proven reliable, and trusted by professionals worldwide. It's not the flashiest, not the trendiest, but it's the kind of system that quietly does its job year after year. If you want long-term security, not a monthly experiment, this is the brand to trust.